and Marine Energy session. That is what this is, and basically we'll be considering what the marine industry, how it affects the entire energy value chain, its contribution, its constraints, and we'll be looking at solutions to those constraints as well. That is what this session will be.
Nigeria is rapidly advanced on its path towards an industrial economy. The growth is supported by a young population who are rapidly upskilling themselves in order to meet demands. A future where Samsung is playing a role is transferring knowledge, technology, and investing in the future of Nigeria.
Today, Shell is a global company, a big company. Just imagine that company actually started one of its main arms as just a shipping company, shipping and trading company. And that's what has transformed into what today we know as the global Shell. As we think about getting the most out of this industry in Nigeria, we need to have a long-term view, and we need to be prepared to make that long-term commitment.
The blue economy talks about the renewable use of the resources within the ocean. It talks about tourism that can generate wealth by using the ocean. It talks about our industry in terms of how we can actually use the wealth of the ocean to create wealth, both renewable and fossil fuel type energy.
Where would I find cleaner fuel, please? I'm stuck with what is available. So what are the pre-steps that have been taken to ensure that the fuel that is given to me by the IOCs to operate is actually going to meet the IMO standards before you start to enforce?
Actually, in the Samsung heavy industry in Nigeria, so just we provide and then some with proper fabrication and integration is for marine and oil and gas platform or shipbuildings. So our future Samsung's role just is transferred our knowledge and technology and something that is transferred in Nigeria.
We set the policies, we set the penalties, but we haven't figured out how we're going to achieve it, how we equipped our people to be sure that they can actually implement, they can execute, they can survive, and they can thrive. I will not stop knocking on the door of government. Government, you need to work on infrastructure, port infrastructure. We will bring investors, but investors don't want to come. Why don't they want to come? You have a role to play. Be clear, be firm, be very concise in what you're saying, what you're committing to. Increase collaboration, not just within the players, but even amongst the agencies.
Very high. And therefore it means that although we're not even consuming the right types of energy, enough of it, whatever it is that we're doing is making our environment less sustainable. It's an ecological disaster. We're burning down trees. Whatever it is we're doing is wrong. And yet we think we're consuming, but we're consuming the wrong type of energy.
Absolutely. Yesterday, I think it was one key issue that Farouk mentioned, the fact that exactly what you said, that now is the time for Africa to grow, and then we're seeing this, very huge conversations around you need to go renewables, you need to ensure that you phase out fossil fuel, and I think I agree with you that perhaps we need to be given some time to catch up, and I think we're already doing that with whatever it is that we've been able to do in this past 2 days.
Yeah, well, thank you for that. I'm just saying that as Africans, we need to look at things from our perspective.
Yeah, absolutely.
We need to think for ourselves, see what works for us. We want to protect the future, but some of the communities that we work in right now, the people are so impoverished that the whole idea of the future isn't luxurious.
And I also think that there's many other opportunities, but I do think it all comes down to getting the fiscal parts right. Both there's big deep water opportunities for gas, and there's no fiscal regime for the gas there. So hopefully with the PIB that'll be resolved and we can look at other opportunities there.
A better commercial framework. You get in more investors, we get in more diverse technology. You have people who are interested in grid, in captive. There's a lot of technology out there that can be deployed in modular forms. And we have more people feeding into the power space. there is choice, there's competition, we will see a change. And ultimately, you will find the tariffs will start to come down. I think it's one of the things we need to look at. If we want to really deal with darkness on the continent, we have to address this basket of issues. The illiquidity must be dealt with, and quickly too.
Fantastic.